There may be times when you delegate the authority to manage the intranet site and update and create pages that you want to have a little bit of approval over when a page gets published. So there is an approval process that you can have for your site publishing. To do that, we would go to the site contents to find the site pages. So here I have a link up here, but if you don't have that link, going to the gear and going to site contents will take you to the site contents section. Once you're in here, go to site pages, and that opens up the page library. So in the page library, you can see that the pages are here. You see modified by, when it was modified, who created, or when it was created. What we can do up here is we can do an automation. And in the automations with Power Automate, one of them is configure page approval flow. So if we click that, it's going to have us create a flow. And flows are Power Automates. It's an app within Microsoft that helps with automations of different processes, such as page approvals. So it's creating that, and it's creating a template for it. We can create the approval. It's having a sign in for the SharePoint, and then create notifications so that we can do this. So let's go ahead and create. We're going to sign in so that we have permissions. And it signed us in for both of those, and then notifications. Now that's a valid connection. It's just authorizing all of your connections in there for the flow. Now we can continue. So the flow name is submit SharePoint page for approval. You can edit that if you want to have a special name or if you have multiple approval flows with different pointing to different ways. Approvers, generally those you want to be either the owners of the site or somebody who is a member who has edit access. Gives them better rights to be able to do the approval and make changes if needed. So inside here, you start typing in the person that you want it to be, and you create that. So now I've just created the flow for the submission. Nice. So now when we create a page, it's going to automate and send that approval to that user. So we go to the home page. And from here, we click new page. And we're just going to say basic text, create the page. We are going to add a title to it and call it test approval. And now, instead of publish up at the top right, we see submit for approval. So now what it is doing, it is submitting that to the person who is the approver. They'll get a notification, and then they'll say either approve or deny. If they approve it, it publishes. So we're continuing. If we want to add a note to it, we can say this is the update and submit. It will send that notification to the person to approve it. Now you see review approvals is up here. It's going to look for it because I set the approver as the same person. So that way I receive it. And I approved it, so it's good. That's why I published. So review approvals. And it hasn't received it. And that is how you send it for the approval process. And once it's approved, it is published and live.